You've all watched Fight Club. But what's the story of this film? Is it merely a well-crafted production with excellent acting and direction, where aimless men punch each other to break free from their mundane lives and experience an adrenaline rush? No, it's more than that. Fight Club has a philosophical aspect. In the wake of the modern man's detachment from traditional masculinity, a void emerges, and when all other values lose significance, the search for new meanings begins. Excessive attachment to the newfound meaning leads to the emergence of fascism. Here, a man and a concept come to the forefront: Friedrich Nietzsche and the Übermensch. Part 1: Tyler Durden. Our main character is nameless and suffers from insomnia. Working a job he detests with no purpose, he's akin to a slave. He attempts to address his sleep issues by venting in therapy groups, realizing it's not enough. Desiring change but opting for the easy path, he rearranges his furniture instead of transforming himself. Lacking the courage to change, circumstances force him into it. Later, our character's path crosses with Tyler. Tyler is vastly different, charismatic and powerful, embodying everything our main character wishes to be. Not only is our main character influenced, but many others quickly follow in Tyler's footsteps. Because Tyler teaches these men, who have lost their masculinity, how to be men again. He brutally exposes the harsh truth: they've become robots in the hands of capitalism, no different from slaves. Through actions and demeanor, Tyler reveals the weakness of the club members' masculinity. He provides them with a purpose, encouraging them to reach their potentials, all achieved through the primal activity of fighting. They fight, covered in blood, and some even cry tears of joy. Tyler has given them a sense of purpose. Part 2: Friedrich Nietzsche and the Übermensch. Nietzsche recognized this phenomenon long ago. Analyzing the era he lived in, he began questioning religious values. Observing Christians around him, he noticed a contradiction between their beliefs and actions. How could there be so much war and murder in a world filled with people claiming to follow the path of Jesus? Eventually, he realized that the devout had broken the rules set by their own religion. Nietzsche famously declared, "God is dead." He understood that the influence of religion on societies had waned. So, if one rejects religious values, how should they live their life? This is where the concept of the Übermensch comes in. The Übermensch lives according to self-created values instead of conforming to the values of any religion, ideology, or another person. Tyler perfectly fits into this mold. He is a character who dares to break any value to realize his own. Not only himself, but he can also encourage those around him to do the same. Part 3: Fascism. With the increasing number of members, Tyler gains significant power. He assigns tasks to the members and initiates small-scale attacks. Over time, the intensity of the attacks grows. He claims that capitalism has turned people into robots and rebels against it, creating chaos. However, there is a problem here. Tyler's constructed culture also turns people into robots, albeit not in a capitalist way. These people do not question Tyler's orders, they follow them blindly. In the scene where Tyler commands people through a megaphone, it becomes clear. Yes, Tyler has made them more masculine, but they are still slaves. Tyler's system is not capitalist, it is fascist. Many fascist dictators in history rose to power in a similar way. First, they criticized the systems they found wrong, gathered masses of people around them, and tried to dismantle the criticized system with the power they gained from them. However, at some point, things get out of control. They become so tyrannical that they become a different version of the system they wanted to destroy. Most probably wanted to make the world a better place. However, many ended up making the world worse than it was. Part 4, Conclusion. The Übermensch concept disregards values such as religion, morality, and conscience to fulfill its own values. It adheres to a philosophy like any means necessary to achieve the goal. This understanding can lead to dangerously adverse consequences in certain situations. Nietzsche must have recognized the dark side of the Übermensch concept, as he elucidates. A person fighting monsters should be careful not to become a monster themselves. Because if you stare into an abyss for too long, the abyss also begins to stare into you. Recognizing the darkness at the end of the road before turning into the monsters we fight and before the abyss starts looking back at us is not granted to everyone. Be yourself. Don't stare into the abyss for too long.